Well, now, so I did get a package in the mail from Twisted Lily. They reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in reviewing any of the Ormande Jayne fragrances from a very specific collection. I forgot the name of the collection. You'll see when we pull it out. I did pick a particular fragrance that kind of, based on the notes, I felt like would be the best suited for my taste, because I find a lot of these were very, very feminine fragrances for this particular collection. So we're going to bust it open, take a look at everything, smell it, see if it smells as good as I'm thinking it will. So stay tuned. Ross, we are so excited for you to try the new Xandria from Ormande Jayne. Enjoy. All our best. The Twisted Lily team. I'm telling you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people over at Twisted Lily. They are always super, super nice. Very, very easy to talk to and work with, you know. There will be a link in the description below to save 10% if this sounds interesting for you. I suggest getting a sample, as with all these niche fragrances for sure. Here we go. Ormande Jayne Xandria, 50 ml. So I forgot the specific collection that it's from. This is my first fragrance from the house. So clearly it's going to be a little pull through. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open and get this show on the road. I'm actually quite excited. I know this is a rather popular niche brand. I've just never gotten my nose on anything from them before. This has a very nice felt type of feel to it. I'll pull it out to where you guys can see it. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay. So it's a double slide out. So put that there. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a pretty orangish red, almost like a fire red, gradient orange to red. So let's see. Choice of perfume is self-expression. It can give you confidence, it can manipulate reality, and take you places you've never dreamed of. Perfume unlocks the memory and touches the soul, making you feel happy, sensual, and alive. It makes you feel young, beautiful, sexy, and smart. From millions of possible variations, you choose this perfume. All Ormande Jayne creations are born at our own London studio. So Xandria, so we'll just read it briefly. It does have the notes. A nostalgic and dusty perfume, lending itself to the twilight hour and a silent, sensual moment of majestic tranquility. Interesting. Composed of great complexity, the perfume is both rich and earthy, peaked by notes of apple and rum, wisp of musk and dry amber. Xandria is a one-way ticket to nirvana. That's what I'm talking about. Top is rum, rosewood, and apple. See, because this is why I picked it. Rum and rosewood. That alone sounds intriguing to me. There's some spices and other things like that, as you'll see here. In the mid, Ceylon, I think that's how you say that, cinnamon and tonka beans. In the base, dry amber, musk, guaiac wood, and earthy accord. So I don't know how I feel about these earthy notes, but the spices, the dry amber, the rum, and the rosewood, wow, this is heavy for a 50 ml. This is, and I think it's all this cap. Yeah, this cap is stout. Man, ooh, loud too. Gotta love that. Heft. This has a lot of heft. Ormande Jayne Xandria Eau de Parfum, created in London. I'm digging this. The bottle's cool looking. Not that that's the most important thing. Ooh, nice atomizer. It's pleasant. It's dry. It's absolutely dry. That's an accurate statement that they make with it. Wow. So it's a dry rum smell. Not too often you have rum in a fragrance and it's super dry. This is super dry. The rosewood really accentuates and complements the dryness and that boozy note very, very well in this one. The cinnamon's not overpowering, though very present. And it's a little sweet, and it's already changing. already from that opening blast, it's changing. There's a little bit of a, like, I feel like I'm biting into that smell you get when you bite into a green apple. Kind of getting a little bit of that, but it's not completely jumping out at me as, hey, green apple note. But I'm kind of getting, when I sniff it, I'm getting a little bit of that visual, because that super dry, potent blast I got, it's still dry, but it's not as in my face as it was on the initial spray. And I mean, it's literally been less than a minute. It's just calming down. Dry and dusty's a good word, because it does come off a bit powdery. That's the combination of these tonka beans and that dry amber. I'm sure of it, because amber can be a very powdery note when done a certain way as well. Certain amber oils will make a fragrance powdery by itself without any help. So not overly masculine, considering it's not really super earthy either. Now the dry down could be super dark and earthy and turn me off, I don't know. But the opening and the top note and the early portion of the heart is very, very nice. I'm glad I picked this one, because it's an interesting note breakdown. When I saw the note breakdown, I looked at all in the collection and I said, which one tells me I need to try it? This was the one. It's dry, it's a little dark. It was bright up top, though still dry and boozy. It's getting a little darker. It's very powdery at this stage. And it's a little sweet. It's not overly sweet. I think if they'd have had vanilla in here, it'd have been a little too much sweetness. I think the tonka bean might be dosed just right for this. Definitely not a summer fragrance. Strikes me as an evening wear. This is something that immediately speaks to me as something I would wear to a special event. Not even just on a cool breeze evening, a cold evening, or anything like that. I think I would have something specific going on where I want to show out a little bit, because this is an interesting scent. This one has an intriguing smell to it, in my opinion, of course, to what I'm smelling currently. Very, very interesting and super dry. This is probably the driest fragrance I'm going to have in this collection. It's all going on right here. This is definitely the driest. Gotta be. And I'm shocked at how much I'm liking it, considering how dry it actually is. The rosewood is not fading, not going anywhere. The rosewood is the backbone of this fragrance. That's what I was hoping for, because I don't have enough fragrances that feature rosewood in my collection, and that's what really told me I need to try this one, because I find myself enjoying rosewood quite a bit. It's something about that dark, radiant wood. It's got this, it kind of reminds me of what an open desert in Arizona would smell like. I know that kind of sounds weird, but when I think of rosewood, that's what I think of, just dry and warm. That's what this type of wood is. And I dig it. Something about it makes me really dig it. The booziness isn't fading. It's all so well blended. There's a lot of distinguishable accords and notes here. You can really kind of pick through everything. I kind of smell everything I see with the note breakdown for sure. You know, this note breakdown is very telling. The cinnamon, it's crazy to me, because normally cinnamon will overtake a fragrance and be a lot. It'll be what's in the forefront. It's balanced well. And I got the amber from the start. It's continuing. It's not really changing drastically. It's staying pretty linear for the most part. It's just smoothing out more and more with the same scent. It's just becoming smoother as it dries and starts to go from that top and early heart down into the early dry down. It's not drastically changing. The apple I don't really get much anymore. The tonka is still super present, blending with that cinnamon. The rosewood, like I said, is the backbone of this. The rum is calmed down. It's not as strong as it was. I don't really get, there's no serious musk jumping out at me, even though there is musk in here. The Gaiac wood isn't really making its presence known. Sure, it's there, but I think the rosewood is so dominant in this fragrance that it's really outshining it. That could change hours in. Hours in, it might be a strong presence from the Gaiac wood, but here in this first impressions, this is special. I say that because I don't have a bunch of fragrances that smell like this. I don't have any fragrances that smell like this. Now, not geared for the current season at all. Not something I'm going to be looking to do a lot of wearing, except for maybe going to dinner. This will be nice for dinner. And I don't just mean wearing a polo going to dinner. I mean minimum Oxford here, because this strikes me as something that begs me, dares me to dress it up a bit. I'm not saying you got to wear a suit with it, but I feel like you got to at least show out in an Oxford for the most part. Button down collar, long sleeve, nice watch on. Yeah, 1 or 2 buttons down, depending on your style. No tie, obviously. If you do go sports jacket, blazer, no tie. That's what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking it's one of those types of fragrances where it's dressy but not formal, or not very dressy, you know? Kind of in that early stages, past casual, not business formal, because business formal you're going to go suit, no button, or you're going to go tie. So that's situations I'm thinking here. I can't see too many young people enjoying this. There are going to be young people that will appreciate this, that are really into fragrances. This is an enthusiast level fragrance in my opinion for sure. Unisex, but very masculine. I think ladies that like masculine fragrances, you'll probably dig this a lot because of its uniqueness. And like I said, the dryness of this fragrance is really what's making it special for me, I think. The rosewood and the dry nature of it, where it's powdery, but it's not a floral powdery. Really digging that about it. So my first impressions, Ormande Jayne Xandria. I am super glad that this is the one that I picked from the collection. I could not be happier. I'm going to spend some time with this. The review's going to be a little while, probably be a few weeks for sure, because this is going to be very situational, especially here in the summer. This isn't something I'm going to spray on after the gym or going outside in the middle of the day here in the summer. This is going to be something for when we're going to dinner that I'll really be spending time with it, doing full wearings, several sprays on to see what it really does when I actually wear it, not just spraying it and smelling it for a few hours, which is what I'm going to be doing the rest of the evening. But I'm digging this. Thank you to Twisted Lily for sending this out for review. I will get this review done. Like I said, it'll be a few weeks for sure, because it's very situational on when I'm going to get these full wearings in. But get a sample. Try it out. If any of that sounded interesting to you, get a sample and try it. Not blind buy safe. Definitely not. While not challenging, definitely an interesting and intriguing scent. If I had to give a rating on it, an initial impression rating, this is a solid 8 out of 10 fragrance. It's bordering wowing me. Not completely wowing me, but it's definitely on the upper edge of what I would consider very good. I think 8 out of 10 is the upper edge of very good. Almost to a wow factor. And depending on how the full wearings go, it may very well be a wow factor. Again, that's Ormande Jayne. This is Xandria Eau de Parfum. Well, that's my first impressions on Ormande Jayne Xandria Eau de Parfum. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. Have any of you tried anything from this collection? This is definitely, based on the note breakdowns, the most masculine one as far as notes are concerned. What I saw, because I was able to select which one interested me to spend some time with and do a review on. It was nice that I got to choose. It wasn't something that just got sent to me. So I did know the notes going into it, and I gotta say, you pretty much smell the majority of it. Very distinguishable. If you're familiar with a lot of the notes in this, you will get them, while still very well blended at the same time. It's strange. Normally when it's really well blended, it's hard to pick some things out, but the quality's there, and the way the blend and the balance was done, they really kind of just jump at you. When you look for one, you find it. When you look for another, you find that one too. Kind of dig that about this one. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Xandria from Ormande Jayne and you give it a spray now, might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.